So the very first thing we're going to do on a new work plane is we're going to change the name. We want to give it a name tag, project number 1, but you have to remember to put your last name first. That way I know whose it is. So your last name, name tag, project number 1. We're going to drag a cube, a box, out to the center of the work plane, and that will give us a place to begin. I'm going to change the dimensions here. I'm going to make it 100 millimeters long, and I'm also going to make it 26 millimeters wide. That's just wider than an inch. Drag it back to the middle, and then I'm going to change my height, and the height of this project is going to be 5 millimeters. So there's my basic shape. I'm going to come grab a box that's a hole. I'm going to make this, let's see, let's make it 98 or so. No, let's make it, no, wrong side. Delete. I didn't have to do that. I could have just changed the dimension. Oh well. Let's make this side 98. Well, 22 on this one and 98 on this one. But the 98 might be too tight on the ends, so I think I'm going to change it to 96. That gives me 2 millimeters of border on the outside of our shape. I need to change the height of this one to 2 millimeters because that's the hole I'm going to put in the top of that red box. And I need to select these two objects. And when I select both of them, I'm going to do my alignment. Cool thing with the alignment is if you click on the one you want to be the boss, like the red one here, it leaves it there and aligns everything else to that. So I do these two middle ones, and I also want to bring it to the top. That way it's going to cut out of the top of the thing. So when I union group these together, it's going to create a little tray with an indentation so I can put my text in there. So the next thing we need to do is grab a text box. I'm going to drag that out into the red box there, and it should be, if you just drop it in there someplace, it should be okay. We're going to put our last name for the text, and with that you can resize it because obviously it does not fit in there. You're going to resize it. You can use the drag handles there to adjust things, move it around, see what fits. You should be able to get it to fit pretty good. Or what I like to do is click on the dimensions. You're going to change it to 20 millimeters, and we're going to do 90 long. And that'll make it big enough to be noticeable, but also at the same time it'll be able to fit inside this tray. The height of this is going to be the 2 millimeters that I changed for the box cutout. And that'll bring it down flat. And as long as the work plane, as long as the text is on that inside tray, when I rotate it here in just a second, you're going to see that it does not stick up above. There we go. So you can see that it didn't have anything sticking up above there. So I'm going to group these two together. Well, no, I can't. Don't have it aligned. So I need to select both of these. Okay, drag and select. There we go. And alignment, and I'm going to hit it's already in the middle here. There we go. Drag the left one. Alignment right in the center. That way the name is centered in the plate. You can see that one. And I'm going to group it together using the union group. That way it creates one object. The next thing we need to do is drag a half circle out, but I need to see the end that I'm going to place it on, so I have to go to a perspective, drag it over, I'm going to drop it off. I need to change it to 5 by 26. And if you do that, nope, wrong side because it's flipped sideways. That doesn't work. Let's change this to 26. And this one down here is going to change to 20, or to 5. And then I'm just going to drag it down so that it is inside, closer to the center of that thing. And you'll see that it's off a little bit, so I'm going to align this to make sure that they're right in the middle. And again, I click on the red one, that way because I'm using that one as my alignment. I'm going to go down to the end and click on that. It's going to bring it over. And now you can see that it's there. It's already centered top and bottom because it's the same height. So there's no adjustment to do on that right side. So the next thing we're going to do is put a hole in here. And when you get all done with the project, you'll want to color this, change the color of the entire project to whatever color you want it to be printed as. That way I know what color we're going to use, what color filament we're going to use on the printer. Probably should have grouped this together here. I'll do that in a second. I drag the cylinder out. Oh, put a cylinder here. We're going to change the dimensions to 5 by 5, 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters. And we're going to drag it over to the middle. Again, I'm going to group the blue part and the red part together because I need it to be a group so I can center that hole together. So I'm going to group those, union group. You see it changes all one color. I'm going to group these two together. Well, not group them. I have to align it first. Line in the center. And it's your choice how close to the edge you're going to get it. But I'm also going to slide sideways. I'm going to click on the blue part. I'm going to rotate so you can see. I want to put this in the middle, kind of like a pin, so it sticks through the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to group this. And here's our project. It should look something like this. Remember to color it. And make sure you have your last name, name tag project number 1. And then that'll be added to the class. Thanks for watching.